Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode 114. If you're writing a book or thinking about writing a book at some point, or maybe you're trying to finish the book that you've been writing, you are in the right place. I am your host, Christine Whitmarsh. Online, I am Christine Inc., INK. Every day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I have picked up over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have learned that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author: writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's inspirational quote. Writer's block is just a fancy way of saying, I don't feel like doing any work today. Megan Spooner. Sometimes I agree with that one, but it's a good thing to think about. So I am talking about yesterday and today, so episodes 113 and 114, the idea that coming up with a book idea is easy, and then telling everybody about it, including ourselves, I'm going to write a book, I'm writing a book. That's the super fun part. And then when we start working on our books, also fun, but not as easy, but still pretty fun when we're just in that kind of fun development and outlining stage. That's what I call the book writing safe zone, the space where the dreamers live, where writing a book is merely possible, but technically it's not actually happening yet. So to move out of this kind of abstract state of dreaming and talking about writing a book to actually writing the book and finishing it requires some sort of spark. It might be the spark of obligation or urgency, like I talked about yesterday, the publisher deadline or a speaking engagement where you've promised that your book will be available, any kind of business situation where you've said, yes, I will have the book done by this date. That is a pretty big spark of urgency because your reputation and sometimes money is on the line. So that will, 9 times out of 10, that is enough to make people finish writing their book on time. But in the absence of that kind of spark of obligation, how can you get your book done anyway? My answer is with grit and a game plan. So that's a combination of mindset and productivity strategies that will jolt you out of that someday I will finish writing my book. And it'll turn that someday into the declaration that you will start writing your book today, and then you will do whatever it takes to get it done. So to help you generate that jolt of energy, yesterday and today, again, episodes 113 and 114, I'm sharing with you my strategies. So yesterday I shared some grit strategies. Today, here are my best game plan strategies to give you that jolt of energy to go from talking about writing your book to doing it and finishing it. First one, writing habit. Shockingly enough, do you have a writing routine? I recommend having at least one scheduled is the key word, folks, scheduled block of writing time every week, and a writing process where you're going to write a commitment to go completely offline so that your brain can focus on creating something from nothing. So an actual structured writing session with the specific conditions that are conducive to writing. Unplug, 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 unplug. I've talked about that a lot, but I haven't found a way to be, browsing the internet, being on Facebook, and having my phone going dingy ding ding and doing writing at the same time. If you let me know how that's possible, I haven't seen it yet. So the point is, a preset writing habit opens up a dedicated space, both theoretically and physically. So a dedicated space is the key phrase. It creates that space in your otherwise crazy, hectic, probably overly scheduled life. In my experience, having a writing habit like this is by far the most important piece of your book writing game plan. Next one, writing plan. Are you clear on why you're writing your book, who it's for, your promise to your readers, how your book will execute on that promise? Do you have a clearly defined vision and architecture for your book? Now, it doesn't have to be extensive, but for first-time authors especially, having a plan significantly increases the success rate for having a completed book versus kind of jumping in and hoping for the best. Again, more experienced authors, they might be able to get away with that, kind of jotting down a table of contents on a cocktail napkin and hoping for the best and going. But first-time authors, I really highly recommend having some sort of plan, just knowing the very basics of who is this book for, what is it, who's my reader, what is my promise to them, how am I going to execute on that promise? Just the very basic kind of questions that journalists ask themselves when writing a story: who, what, where, when, why, how. And one way to help is my book blueprint guide. So rather than trying to explain to you how to get that, I would recommend that you join my Inc. Authors group on Facebook and ask me about that, and I will make sure you get a free copy. So Inc. Authors on Facebook, that's where the authors go. All right, on to my third game plan strategy. Any good game plan includes strategies for handling obstacles. Plan for yours in advance by making a list of anything and everything that could possibly pull you away from writing your book, and then, to the best of your ability, create strategies for handling those obstacles. For example, if you know you're going on vacation for 2 weeks in July, you simply double up on your deadlines before and after. Don't be in denial of the fact that, maybe you think you're going to write your book on vacation. Just admit now you're going on vacation. You're not writing your book. It's okay. Do not set any deadlines for when you're supposed to be on the beach relaxing. Just double up before and after. Enjoy your vacation. Be realistic about that. So many people think they're going to go on vacation, they're going to write their books, but just relax once in a while. It's okay. So it might seem overly simple, just to do that, double up on your deadlines before and after, but planning ahead is far more effective than being caught by surprise or in denial and then using it as an excuse to give up. I've seen people do this. I've seen my coaching clients do this. They don't acknowledge the vacation, they don't plan for it, and then they just kind of fall off the rails sometimes for months. If you plan ahead, that most likely will not happen. So overall, grit means fighting through to the finish line, even when it doesn't feel great. And a game plan, like we talked about today, gives you the strategies so you're never alone in the fight. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I'm helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And if you know someone else who wants to do the same, please help them out and share this with them. Until tomorrow, happy writing.